All right, everybody, we are live. Welcome to what's going to be 2 hours of a lot of fun, I hope, without any technical problems. All right, I'm Alan Warren, and this is the pre-show show for the RV Show USA. If you don't want to watch what happens before a radio show goes live, jump forward to the 6-minute mark. Okay, we always go live at exactly 6 minutes after the hour, but the first 6 minutes is kind of the pre-show show where I let y'all know what we're doing. We have a little mic check, make sure the audio's okay, and give you a heads up as to what we're going to be doing for the next 2 hours. So if you are brand new, you've never listened to or watched the RV Show USA before, welcome. We do a 2-hour weekly radio program about the RV lifestyle. We don't do any arguing. We don't talk about politics. We talk about positive stuff, fun stuff, about the RV lifestyle, things that we all enjoy, and that is connecting with family and friends, getting outdoors. And our RVs help us do that, don't they? All right, so here's what happens. We do the show. Actually, this show will air on radio stations on Saturday and Sunday all across the country, from San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara out in California through Dallas or Houston, San Antonio, St. Louis, stations in Daytona Beach in Florida. So we're kind of like dirty laundry. You got us all over the place. But we do the show on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 p.m., and you are a very important part of that program. How are we doing, Goose? Everything working okay? All right, so Goose is my producer, and he's sitting over here stage right, and so he kind of keeps us on track, helps me with the clocks, because sometimes I can't keep track of time. Is that right? That would be right. All right, so here's what we would like you to do. We would like you to hit the like button right now. Hit the like button. Now, we did a video, my daughter and I did a video last night about Facebook, and Facebook has been doing this weird thing for about 5 or 6 weeks, where essentially a lot of people like us have just disappeared. And when we make a post, you're not getting a notification anymore. And if that happens to, I'll just say this, when that happens, we go dark and we don't get the views that we had before. I think it's all about this, if you know what I'm talking about, but we showed you on a video yesterday how to do the workaround. So my daughter is monitoring right now. Her name is Miss Katie. She goes by Katie on Facebook, but you'll see her right down here. Is she on right now? She is. And she'll walk you through it so you can make sure you never miss one of our notifications, and you can always join us live. We've got some giveaways, and here's the way they work. We've got some Camp Casual coffee mugs. These are big 15-ounce, super cool mugs with, you've seen them, I'm sure. They've got retro-style RVs and old things, camping tents, and all different kinds of cool stuff on them with the RV and camping theme, made by our friends at Camp Casual. And we're going to be giving away a Camp Casual coffee mug. We're going to be giving away, if you don't want a Camp Casual coffee mug, no worries. We've got the RV Show USA. We've got some T-shirts with our logo on the front. And then on the back, we've got, of course, Big Chief RV Resort, which is our place here in Central Texas. We'd love you to come and check us out if you can. On tonight's show, here's what we're doing. Now, once again, if you just joined us, if this is your first time to ever watch this show, please post it so we can welcome you, okay? We're in the pre-show show. We got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds until we actually go live. Facebook does not allow us to run commercials on the show. So during the commercial breaks, you will just see me sitting here. Maybe Goose will come and take my place a couple of breaks, and we'll visit with you. We'll have an opportunity to answer any questions you might have, or just visit with people who are watching our live recorded broadcast, okay? So on tonight's show, we're going to start it off going to Cowtown. Yeah, Cowtown RV Park up in Fort Worth. And if you have not been to Fort Worth, Texas, it's a wonderful place. You've been to Dallas? No, Fort Worth and Cowtown, it ain't Dallas. Dallas is nice, but Fort Worth, to a lot of people, is a whole lot nicer. We're going to go to Cowtown to start it off with our campground of the week. At the bottom of the hour, how many of y'all have still got your RV in storage and you haven't taken it out of storage after a long winter? What do we have? Bad audio? I need to talk into the microphone.
Into the microphone.
Okay, well, you'd think I'd been doing this long enough. Anyway, we're going to, if you have not yet taken your RV out of storage, or maybe you are getting ready for your first trip of the year in your RV, stay tuned, because at the bottom of this hour, we have RV Nana on with us. Now, RV Nana, this is her picture over here. She's our good friend from PPL Motorhomes. We're not going to be talking about consignment vehicles today. We're going to be talking about trying to get your RV in the best shape possible before you hitch up and hit the road for spring break and a busy 2018 camping season. Hour number 2, we've got our friend Chuck Woodbury with RVtravel.com on with us. He's going to be on for the entire hour. This guy has been everywhere, done everything, and I am very excited to be visiting with him. As I understand, he's also just a wee bit opinionated about some things. So we're going to ask him towards the end of the second hour what his thoughts are. We've got about 15 seconds to go. About what his thoughts are in terms of what he sees in the future of the RV industry. So again, I'm Alan Warren. Thank you very much. Get ready. We're going to roll here in about 10 seconds. This is the RV Show USA.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV guy, and America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. If you enjoy travel, fun, and adventure, well, welcome aboard, everybody.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
This past week has given us some crazy weather for sure, hadn't it? In not just in Texas either. Hopefully the freezing weather is just a memory, at least here in the South. I got to tell you, I am ready for springtime. In fact, I'm so ready, I am wearing my Easter egg colored shirt, shorts, and flip-flops in the studio. So I am an optimist. How many of y'all listening or watching on Facebook Live are tired of this winter weather? Yeah, me too. All right, welcome to the RV Show USA, everybody. I'm your host, Alan Warren, the RV guy, and we're going to talk about getting your RV ready for the spring and summer of 2018. You know, there are so many things that you can do right now to prevent frustration and future problems regarding your RV, and we're going to cover many of them at the bottom of this hour. So if you're just now pulling your rig out of winter storage, or you will be pulling it out of storage soon, stick around for some great tips and advice, and maybe a few thoughts that just might be helpful for that first trip of the year and make it be hassle-free. For y'all watching on Facebook Live, here is a question for you. And here's the deal. There's no right or wrong answer, so don't worry about that. If you could only check 3 or 4 things on your RV before you started using it this spring, no more than 3 or 4 things, what would they be? We're going to read off some of your comments when we get to the halfway point of this hour. So go ahead and post them right here if you're watching us live. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. But if you could only check maybe no more than 4 things on your RV before you start using it this spring, what would those things be? Go ahead and post them. All right, let's see. I see the RV is hitched up, and it looks like we are all ready to go. And our big wheels are taking us today to a special place, a place that is famous. It's famous for stockyards and rodeos and good old Texas barbecue, super friendly people, and home to one of the area's nicest RV parks.
No sport worth ever cross your mind.
I got to tell you, today it does, because we are at Cowtown RV Park, just a little bit west of Fort Worth. Let's bring up the manager of Cowtown RV Park, Ms. Janie Colburn. Hiya, Janie.
Alan, how are you?
We're doing great. I just love the name Cowtown. That is so cool. Let's first talk about the area. Where is Cowtown RV Park if I'm looking at a map?
If you're looking at a map, we are just west of the 820 loop in Fort Worth, Texas. So we are just past that, about 5 miles, and we merge in where 30 and 20 merges together. So we're just past that. We're in between Fort Worth and Weatherford, smack in the middle.
And so the little town, I guess, that y'all are supposedly in is called Aledo, but you can almost see the Fort Worth skyline, I understand, from about where Cowtown is.
Just about. We're that close, either way. So, the attractions to Fort Worth, it's just a short hop is what we tell people, how far is it? Well, 16 miles to here. It's just a spit down the road.
Heck yeah. All right. For somebody who has never been to Fort Worth, how would you describe Fort Worth? How is it different than Dallas is, Janie?
Oh, yeah. Just so different. It has such a hometown feel. But yet we have a lot of attractions, that people like. We've got the Bass Hall Center for concerts and operas and things like that, the Kimball Art Museum, the Modern Art Museum, and then we've got the stockyards and steam trains that'll take you up to Grapevine for some wine tasting and the Botanical Gardens. So, we're so close. You can get anywhere in Fort Worth in 20 minutes if you know how to go.
Dallas is nice. Dallas is nice, but it's sometimes a little bit uppity. I think personally, I love Dallas. I was born and raised in Dallas, but I love Fort Worth. It has that special feel to it. It is completely different from Dallas, and they're just sister cities. They're right next to each other. Tell us a little bit about Cowtown RV Park and the history of Cowtown RV Park, Janie.
Okay. Cowtown RV Park has been here about 40 years, going on 40 or so. And a lot of the folks would stop in and they'd say, when we saw that when it was being built, and we said, that'll never go, so here we are. And so it's been here. It's been through a few owners. We've owned this property for 10 years now. And it's just a wonderful place for us to have, in the company. We've just enjoyed it. It's just a different, he's a home builder, so this is a different avenue for him.
How would you describe Cowtown RV Park? Is it small, medium, large for y'all's area?
Well, we're medium size really, and it's just a different, blend of people. We've got, our day trippers, and some people stay for a week or 2 weeks, and then others, stay what we call extended stay. And they've got some kids, go to schools here and that. So it's a blend.
I was going to ask, who is the main demographic of guests, age-wise? Are they destination folks? Are they passing through the area? Who likes to come and stay at Cowtown RV Park? Well,
really, this time of year, it's people passing through, because we're right off of 20, we're just conveniently located either direction. If you're headed west, there's plenty of signs that tell you we're here, and so people will just drop off at night. And then even going eastbound, it's the same way. We're just a good stop-off place for people. And they know they can feel comfortable here and they're welcomed here. And, it's just a good place to be.
I look on a map and Cowtown RV Park, it's kind of hard to miss. You're right there off of I-20. So anybody, like you said, going left or right, east or west, is going to see Cowtown.
Yes, they are. And there's a few more in the area, but we're just right there. I tell people they can't miss our sign. It says big red, white, and blue RV Park sign, and the only higher sign is the Coors Light sign. So, what are you looking for?
All right, so tell us about snowbirds, because I'm sure you've got your share of snowbirds that come down, and if they don't stay there, they at least pass through coming and going, don't they?
Yes, they do, and this is prime time for them. A lot are coming back, and headed west, really, to Arizona and that. So, and we have a lot of repeat people that come in, and so, we know them by name. It's kind of that bar thing, and you know their name when they show up at the door. Repeat customers are always nice to have. And, you just know they call you up and they say, we're coming. And say, all right, come on.
That's got to be so cool, that the people find you because you're convenient, but then they return year after year because of the quality of the experience they have at Cowtown. Describe what that is. Tell us, we've got a couple minutes left in this segment. Give us the layout, if you would. Like if we were flying over it, I always say in a drone or a helicopter, what would Cowtown RV Park look like, Janie?
Well, it's a half mile from one end of the park to the other, and there are 3 rows. And so you've got 2 rows that are on concrete, and then you've got a gravel area. And then there's a little, we call it the horseshoe, a little round area that's got like 20 spots in it. And so if you were looking, you would see our bathhouses, the laundry facilities, because they're just different buildings, throughout the park. We have 3 of them. And so, from an aerial view, that's what you would see.
Before I do interviews, this is just something that I do always. I always check out the reviews of the people, the places that I'm going to be talking with. And most of your guest reviews are extremely positive. But one of the things that really jumped out at me, Janie, is that you respond to almost everyone, and everyone that isn't super positive. You guys, you really address everything.
Sure. I think even the negative reviews, I think we can learn from them. Even if there's a fingernail bit of truth to it or not, we need to look at it and see what's going on. There might be something we can improve on. And, I appreciate all reviews. Some of them they're so glowing, I feel like we don't deserve it. They're just really so sweet. And then others, can really... mostly when you have to tell no to people is when you get the bad ones, and they just have to say no sometimes.
Well, I know, but when the good far outweigh the bad, you just every once in a while. What do they say? Somebody that wants to complain might complain if you hung them with a new rope. So
that's true. We call them the 1%ers. They're so few, and really, if they're, like I say, a fingernail's worth of truth, maybe we need to look at something. So
there you go. All right, Janie, hang on. We got to jump for a quick break. All right.
Okay. All
right, good deal. We're going to wrap up our visit to Cowtown RV Park as today's campground of the week in our next segment, right here on the RV Show USA. Then we've got some important tips and advice for y'all who are getting your RV out of storage, getting it ready for the busy 2018 camping season. Be right back.
I want to take a minute and do a little bragging on my friends at PPL Motorhomes. You hear about PPL a lot here on the show, and for good reason. PPL is the...
I was running out of time. I looked up and oh my gosh. All right, everybody. So we're about halfway through with our interview with Janie Colburn. And again, welcome to the show. If you've never seen us before, this is the RV Show USA. We're in a commercial break. Again, Facebook does not allow us to run commercials. So you got to see me sitting here. How we doing? We got anybody have questions or comments or anything?
Is this a show about RVs or RV parks?
Yes. Yes, it's about the RV lifestyle. We travel from here to yonder and everywhere in between. We talk to experts. We talk to average folks. We talk to full-timers, part-timers. In fact, if you subscribe to our newsletter, hint, hint, add your name to our email list, we will go ahead and send you a coupon good for a free night stay to Cowtown RV Park. And then every week, whenever we have a campground of the week, we'll send you in your inbox, you'll get a coupon that's good for a stay or a super good discount. How we doing?
Those of us who texted gear way back when just got a text that said this would be the final text?
Yes.
How do we keep up with all things RV Show USA?
Well, what you have to do is subscribe to our newsletter. That's simple. That's a good question.
And how
at thervshowusa.com. Put it all together, one word. Make sure you put the on it. thervshowusa.com.
Now, while I'm at the thervshowusa.com and I wanted to learn more about RVing and camping in Texas, is there a way I can do that?
You are just such a good interviewer there, Goose. All right, so yes. Our friends at Texas Campgrounds have got this 4-color magazine. It's a RV travel guide, camping guide, and it is like 150 pages, chock full of great places to stay. It's got a Super Saver card discount, so wherever you stay in here, you can save yourself some dough.
Wow!
And it's a really great deal.
That looks like about a $20 value at least. How much do you charge for it at thervshowusa.com?
They're free. All right, so here's the deal. subscribe to our newsletter, add your name to our email list, and the very last question is, would you like us to send you one of these? And if you say yes, just give us your address. Our friends at Texas Campgrounds would be glad to get one in the mail. You can thank me later, as they say. We got a minute and a half till we come back from break. Wrap it up with Janie.
Yep.
What we got? How we doing?
Doing all right.
Any questions? Hello, Jeff and Dave and James.
Now, I do have a question, though.
Yes.
In that, there's an RV resort and campground that I've been to. It's in South Central Texas. Would there be a coupon in that magazine right there for Big Chief RV and Camping Resort?
No, there would not. But
how about anything about Big Chief? Is it in there?
If you were to contact Big Chief RV Resort and make a reservation, I promise you we'll give you a good deal and we will take very good care of you. But I don't want to drag business away. We're at 20 minutes right now. From Janie up there at Cowtown. All right, so we good?
So far.
Cowtown it does sound like an awesome place.
It sounds great, doesn't it?
Laurie, you must be a first-time listener. Is that right? Hello,
I think
Eric.
she is.
Judy. So keep on listening, Laurie. Where are you from? Tell us where you're from. Thank you for being a part of the show. You're going to meet a lot of, I'm telling you, we have got the nicest listeners and people that participate in our Facebook Live ever. You're going to love these people. I know we do. And you're going to learn a lot from the guests that are on the show. We're the country's #1 rated radio show about the RV lifestyle. The RV Show USA. All right, got 30 seconds to go. Y'all hang on.
TheRVShowUSA.com. TheRVShowUSA.com. Look over on the right side. Click, listen, practice, and call in. Toll free 1-855-296-7469.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, Alan Warren, the RV guy, back with you, and we are in Cowtown right now. Actually, Cowtown RV Park, just a tiny bit west of Fort Worth, Texas, which is our campground of the week on the RV Show USA. On our guest line is the manager of Cowtown, Janie Colburn. And Janie, the way the radio audience works is that folks kind of drift in and out all during the show. So for people who have just tuned in about 30 or 40 seconds, give them the upshot of Cowtown RV Park, and then we're going to jump into some other stuff.
All right. Well, we are conveniently located just west of Fort Worth, about halfway between Fort Worth and Weatherford. So we are on the way, either westbound or eastbound. If you just need a night to sleep, or if you're looking for a couple of weeks to stay, we're there for you. We take reservations or we take pop-ins. So we are just, we're on the way, and we're just welcome you with open arms.
So I know you're the manager there, and you told me when we spoke earlier in the week you had been there for 3 years. How is being the manager of Cowtown different than you thought it was going to be? Or are you from this kind of business?
No. I've worked for this company for 11 years, and I came out of the apartment industry, and my boss said, you're going to love it. It's going to be so easy. No, it isn't. It's fun is what it is. It's just the people. The people make the job. This is not rocket science, what we do here. We're a hotel on wheels, and that's it. And we just have a good time greeting people and having them come in and hopefully helping them to enjoy their stay. And I have really, really enjoyed this. And I told her, she's going to have to fire me because I'm going to retire here,
Do you live there in Cowtown? Or nearby? I
do. I live in a house that's on the property, so I'm here 24 hours a day, and so I'm available to people if they need me. I have an after-hours emergency phone number, and people can call that if they need something. We determine if it's an emergency. Now, some things are just not an emergency, but we're here available to you. When something should come up.
All right. How many sites in general? How many sites do you have? Are they paved? Are they gravel? Tell us a little bit about that, and then I want to talk about family gatherings and reunions.
Oh, that's fun too. I've got 170 sites.
Wow.
Let's see. I can't give you a number exactly off the top of my head on concrete. We're mostly concrete. I do have the gravel sites. The larger big rigs, go to the gravel sites, but they're really not gravel because it's made of that black stuff. It's crumbled up old roads, so it's not quite gravel. And I have plenty of room for everyone. We have rallies coming in the next couple of weeks, and we've managed to wiggle our way around and get people where they need to be, and that's a lot of fun too.
What about first-time guests to Cowtown RV Park? What do they need to know? If you could, because we have lots of people listening to this show, what do you say all the time? Gosh, if I could just say the same one thing one time and get everybody to hear it, what would that be?
Well, we're pet friendly. Bring your animals, but pick up after them. And that's the biggest thing. We just hope everybody has a good time when they come here, and they know that they're welcome here, and we'll go out of our way to make their stay as sweet as possible and as comfortable as we can.
Y'all big rig friendly?
We are.
We've got
actually
a lot of questions from folks that are watching the Facebook Live. Some people want to know, do you have Wi-Fi, cable, or satellite? Tell us about that.
Yes, we have. That's included in our pricing. We have basic cable, and we've just upgraded our Wi-Fi, so we're pretty proud of that. And it goes out really well. It's high speed, unlimited, and you set up on that just like you would a hotel. And we're full hookup. We are pull through 30 and 50 amps. 3 bath facilities on site and 3 laundry facilities for everyone. So if you're just pulling in and just want to spend the night, that's okay. But we've got everything that you would need if you wanted to stay longer.
What about late arrivals, Janie? With y'all being so close to the interstate, how do you handle late arrivals? Because when people show up late after dark, it's sometimes hard to find a site. What do y'all do with that?
Well, we've got a night check-in sheet on a desk out in front of out by the office door, and it shows them where they can go, and there's some paperwork they can fill out and leave it in a night drop box. So we have 5 sites up front, available. We prefer they not go in the back of the park because it's kind of dark, so these front spots are specifically for them.
How is what you do different from what you imagined it was going to be when you first started? I know you said that that you've been with the company for 11 years, but only doing this for 3 years. How is it different?
How is it different? The people that come and go. You do develop relationships. A lot of people don't think you do, but you do. You develop relationships with people that you see come and go. I've seen the same people come and go, over the 3 years, and you learn to love them. Everyone's got their own thing, and it's just, I don't know. I've just got a big heart, and I just love these people that come in and come back, and if you're new, I love you too.
You know what, Janie? I'll guarantee you one of the best things Cowtown RV Park has is Janie Colburn. I'm talking to one of the best things. I can, people that live and work in RV parks, most of them are the greatest human beings ever, and I think you have to be among the greatest. You really are.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you.
Well, did you hear that, Lisa? My wife's name is Lisa. She's watching, so... Anyway.
Lisa, you didn't dress him, did you?
She didn't tell me to say that, I promise. All right, so for people that are staying more than a couple of days, Janie, they're at Cowtown, and they want to get out, what kinds of things would you tell them to do? If I only had 2 or 3 days, I want to really check out some cool stuff in the area, maybe what do I want to do or where do I want to eat?
Well, we made a list of restaurants locally, that people can go to, and whatever it is that they like, we'll send them that way, and there's directions and what exits to take and that sort of thing. So we've got a lot of good seafood restaurants, a lot of good Mexican food restaurants. So there's good things around. Fort Worth, you got to go to the stockyards when you come to Fort Worth area. You got to go to the stockyards. It's just all there is to it. It's 16 miles. It's a short hop around 820, and you're there. So, we've got so much to do. We've got the water gardens downtown, and if you want to do a lot of little shopping, the boutiques and things like that, Weatherford is the place. The downtown Weatherford was the what do you call that? Oh, the courthouse. Is just gorgeous, and boutiques everywhere and antique stores. So if that's what you're into, antiquing, great town to do it in. That's
awesome. Listen, Janie, we ought to call it there, but thank you for telling us about Cowtown, and I hope our listeners will take advantage of your very generous free night stay coupon, and if nothing else, they'll toot their horn when they drive past you.
Okay. Okay. Well, very good. I've sure had fun, and I thank you for allowing me to share about Cowtown RV Park.
You betcha. You take care. I got to go. We'll talk again. Thank you, Janie.
Okay. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. There you go, folks. Very, very nice lady. I think almost everybody is nice in Cowtown, that's for sure. Remember, if you are on our email list, we're going to send you a coupon for a free night stay to today's campground of the week. Just add your name to our email list at thervshowusa.com. Now, next up, if you're just pulling your RV out of storage and getting it ready for its first trip of 2018, make sure you stay for our next guest. Great advice that could save you from some real headaches, that's for sure. It's Diana LeBlanc from PPL Motorhomes. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy, and this is the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle.
No sport worth ever cross your mind.
Well, the Big Chief's gone crazy at Lake Buchanan with this great deal for radio listeners looking for a fun, quick... I forgot what the timing was. It couldn't have been any tighter.
That's 2
seconds. Oh, my gosh. What a nice lady, huh? That's awesome. All right, so we're going to go from Janie Colbert, one nice lady, to one nice RV Nana. I'll promise you.
Oh, good. I'm glad that's where you went with that.
What? So if you are an RVer, like I said, if you have not pulled your RV out of storage yet, maybe you have pulled it out of storage, but you haven't used it yet. There's some things that you probably ought to think about doing before you hitch up and hit the highway. We're going to talk about it for the next 2 segments. And right now we're in a commercial break. How many first-timers do we have? Do we have any newbies watching? No, we had some before. Let's see. Hey, Sean. How's Sean doing? What is it about? What happened? What? Love RV. What are you laughing at?
Jeff Branning.
Alan's new at doing these shows. Yeah, he's new.
Oh,
he just
God.
sounds new. All right. I got to read backwards. Bob Zagami. I know you were late for a very good reason.
What was the
You guys that are what? He's doing his own show.
Oh, okay.
That was one of my 2 buddies.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He and Mr. DePietro, they do a show up there in Massachusetts. Bob is the head Big Mac daddy for a deal called NRVDA, New England RV Dealers Association. If anybody's going to go to New England RVing, Bob Zagami is your guy. He and John DePietro, they do a weekly show. Actually, it's right before this show. And it's a Facebook Live program. You get to see both of them. Instead of just one guy like me, you get to see Bob and John both. If you have not yet subscribed to our newsletter, do so. We will send you one of these Texas Campground guidebooks absolutely free. It's the last question when you add your name to our email list. And it's got like 150 pages, more than 100 great RV campgrounds and RV resorts here in the Lone Star State. As I say, a Super Saver card, all kinds of cool stuff. It's free of charge, and you will love it. All right, we got a minute and a half. How are we doing? RV Nana's on.
We're 2 for 2.
Yeah, I know. I triple checked, I'm telling you.
We are 2 for 2 today.
All right, Miss Katie, I saw you posted something about the algorithm, but I didn't read it.
It's pinned. It's a pinned post. We're good.
Oh, good. Has anybody done it? Anybody have
Several
questions?
people said that they did.
Okay, well, that's good.
Of course,
Once again, stick around to the end of the show, everybody. We've got some Camp Casual. We got a Camp Casual mug we're going to be sending out to somebody.
where's the Jeff Branning cup? Oh, there it is.
What? Yeah, we got the Jeff Branning cup over there. We got to get an official tumbler, one better than a big 20-ounce coffee mug. And we've got a...
If we had a 20-ounce coffee mug, that would work, but this is a styrofoam
We have
cup.
a 15-ounce coffee mug. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
So we got a bunch of numbers in here. We're going to pull some numbers out. Here's the way it works. Post your comments. Like Miss Katie said, we got 30 seconds. I'll get it in the next break, all right? I hear the show in your background. New RV dealer, DeMontrond RV has taken the pledge to provide San Antonians with what we call a VIP experience when buying a new RV. With hundreds of new RVs to choose from, I hope you'll check out DeMontrond RV. Yep, they're a bit of a drive from San Antonio, but the savings and the service you'll experience are well worth it. Connect with DeMontrond RV through our website, thervshowusa.com.
thervshowusa.com and click on Certified Dealers.
The RV Show USA.
And we are back with the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle, and these next two segments are, well, they're specifically for folks who are getting their rigs ready for the 2018 camping season. You know, there are so many things that you may want to consider doing before you hitch up and head on down the road. Otherwise, that initial trip could be a bust. Right, RV Nana?
Oh, you betcha. Now's the time to just pull that RV out, park it in your driveway, and have your first camp out overnight. Your neighbors will love it. They'll love it.
For our new listeners, RV Nana has been an RVer for literally for decades, and if anybody has some stories that they can share with you about RVers, she can. We're going to get into what folks may want to consider doing, but before they hit the road and start camping for 2018. So tell us some of the things that you have seen, Diana, that you have seen from people that haven't really taken the right steps before they hit the highway.
Oh, I think one of the most memorable things I ever heard of was we were down in Victoria, and the nicest couple, it was an early Easter, just like this year, first time they had taken their RV out. They were from up north of Austin. We had a freeze, and when they hooked up and turned their water on, you would have thought they had a sprinkler system in their kitchen area. It was coming from the walls and the cabinets because their pipes had frozen and they didn't know it.
Oh.
And they burst. And that is one of those things. We've all had a hard winter down here this year, guys, and a lot harder. I know you guys up north are laughing at me when I say that, but it's been cold for us Texas girls down here. So.
Texas girls and boys too. So what should RVers be doing? Let's talk about the outside, a visual inspection first. What should we do before we hit the highway with our RV, Diana?
I kind of say you start at the top and work your way down. You stored it, and maybe you're fortunate enough that you've got it and it's stored in a nice enclosed storage. That's where my RV is, and I feel like it's more protected there than it is out in the elements. But things can happen there, too. So you just start at the top, get up there on that roof, and see if that caulk is if it's secure, it's not cracked. The smallest little crack can be a big leak later, so you want to watch for that. Check your AC shroud. Is it brittle because it froze and then, it had been heated up last year, so it's just brittle. Does it need to be replaced? Do the vent caps or the vent lids need to be replaced? Y'all have heard me say it before. I call it thumping them. Take your finger and thump that vent lid. You'd be much happier if it cracks when you thump it than if you're going down the road and you later find out you've got a leak.
So let me ask you this. Is the Texas sun, not just Texas, but is the sun that big of an enemy to the roof of all RVs? I mean, it must be, because once they get 2 or 3 years old, that those things start cracking. You see the caulking start backing off, and little cracks start forming. I guess the sun is your real enemy.
The sun is your enemy, but then you think about it, and you get it hot. You're running down the road. It's vibrating. It's shaking. I mean, all the roads in Texas, guys, are perfect. We have no potholes at all. They're wonderful. But as you go down the road, then you're going to freeze it later. You're going to park it. It's going to freeze. And all these elements make a difference. And the seals or all those seams do crack. And every year you need to check it. And about every 18 months you need to really take some action to reseal your roof.
And don't put it off. All right, so we got the roof out of the way. Let's work our way down. We have 2 minutes till we go to break, and then we're going to jump, and then we're going to come back on the other side. So let's get off the roof. Now what do we need to look at?
Well, while you're out there on the outside, go around and look at all your compartments. This sounds silly, but a lot of times when we store them, we may not close that compartment door completely, and just a little bit of an opening might be a nice place for one of our little friends to get in there and stay warm all winter. So you're going to look to make sure you haven't had any critters come in. They also can come in from underneath, too. Mm-hmm. And, check that out. Make sure that there's no caulking problems around your door, around your windows, no broken lens caps or anything like that. You're just going to do your own safety check. And check underneath it. That's where you're going to see. I've seen it before where people have had a critter that decided they could get through that underbelly and find a nice warm place to live, especially if you've been storing your RV out in a field or outside in an open area. It got cold, and they need a place to go to.
And mice, I don't know how they do it, but they can flatten themselves out and get into the tiniest little area, can't they?
Oh, they can, and I've seen some major damage because for some reason they like electrical cords. They just think that all those electrical wires are a dessert, I guess. I'm not real sure. So, but they seem to enjoy that. So
check our wiring and make sure the lights and everything's in good working order. All right, RV Nana, you know what's coming up, right?
I do. It's time for a break.
There you go. All right. Hang with us, everybody. We have just started on some of the things that you may want to do before you hit the highway for the 2018 camping season with our friend Diana LeBlanc, RV Nana from PPL Motorhomes. We're going to pick it back up on the other side of this break. Y'all hang on. I want to take a minute and do a little bragging on my friends at PPL Motorhomes.
And there's a commercial right now running for PPL Motorhomes. Yeah.
There you go.
What?
So John asked
yes.
a question.
Yes.
Are there any? Do you have any good ideas for RV parks here in Texas that for full-time living? So if you want to, you have any recommendations?
There are a lot of places.
Like in the Austin area, are you?
Okay. Hang on. First off, we are in a commercial break. If you are brand new, if this is your first Facebook Live to watch of the RV Show USA, please raise your hand. Or better yet, make a post and let us know that this is your first time here. We appreciate you joining us, and we will welcome you. I'm telling you, you're going to meet some of the nicest people anywhere, I promise. So we're in a commercial break. We'll come back in about 3 minutes and wrap it up with RV Nana. Then we got a great guest for hour number 2. There are a lot of places, full-time RV in places, or places to live full-time, I guess. And around Central Texas, we've got some of our sites are at Big Chief RV Resort. We don't have a lot. We have more in the winter time, but in the spring and summer, we're busy. I mean, we're full for spring break, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Father's Day. I mean, we're busy. We're full. A friend of mine, David, I'm not sure if you're watching right now. I haven't seen, but David had texted me today, and he asked about places around Corpus Christi. He wanted to go the first week of June. I'm like, man, you may be too late because that's when kids get out of school. Don't put off making your reservations. Especially you folks who have been RVers for a long time. Well, we never had to make our reservation this early before. There's never been this many people RVing before. That's the truth. So pull out your calendar. I always say pull out your calendar and make some dates and make the phone call and book your reservation, because otherwise you might be camping in your driveway. That's not a whole lot of fun.
And if they want to make reservations, what's a good website for them to make reservations for a certain RV camp?
This is so gratuitous for Big Chief, but you can go to bigchiefrvresort.com. That's our place in Central Texas. We love it. It's our little place, our little piece of heaven. Lisa and I call it our happy place, and it's happy because we've got the greatest people ever. People like Janie Colburn that you heard from Cowtown RV Park. We got a whole bunch of them. The only problem is they beat me in Penny Rummy, and they beat me in Farkle.
And then they go out and beat you.
I let them beat me. I tell them, I say, you know what? I'm just a good host. You never win, Alan. I'm a good host. All right, speaking of good, we've got some good prizes we're giving away. Got 1 more minute. We're going to come back to Diana. All right, we've got these Camp Casual coffee mugs. Camp Casual is coming on as one of our sponsors. They make beautiful stuff that every RVer, even if you're not an RVer, you're going to love what Camp Casual makes. They're called retro-inspired camping-themed items, dishes, kitchenware, big salad bowls and coffee mugs, and greatly, throws to keep you warm. So we're going to give one of these away at the end of the show, and we're going to give away or your choice of that or a Big Chief RV Resort t-shirt. We got 30 seconds left with the RV Show USA on the other side, but you got to watch till the end, and to win it, you got to start posting comments. And you can't win except once every 90 days. Steve, Jeff,
others, you know
Jim,
who you are.
All you guys that keep winning. All right, coming back in just a few seconds.
Would you like to be automatically entered to win any of the RV gear that we give away? Just subscribe to our free e-newsletter. Grab your cell phone now, text the word GEAR to 38470. That's GEAR, G-E-A-R, GEAR to 38470.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, if you are an RVer and you're just tuning in today, we're talking about some important things that you may want to consider doing before you hitch up and go on the year's first camping trip, wherever you happen to live. Now, one of the best folks to help us do exactly that is on our guest line right now. She's our very own RV Nana, Diana LeBlanc from PPL Motorhome. So, Diana, we're getting ready to go from the outside to the inside of the RV, but first, can you hit in about 30 seconds the high points of what people, if they just joined us, what do they need to do on their outside inspection real quick?
You need to get up on the roof, check your roof, check all your vents, look all around there and make sure you haven't had any invasions from any critters at all, including mud daubers and spiders and all. And look up underneath the RV, and then the next part you get to is check your tires. Check and see what kind of condition they're in. Are they cracking? Have they been sitting in the sun? Has the weather gotten to them? Are they dry rotted? And are they too old and it's time to replace them? I tell you guys, it's a lot better to replace those tires before you need to than after you need to.
Yeah, they call it lot rot. That's what I've heard, lot rot. And, you know, the tire's just sitting there in the sun baking it year after year or month after month, year after year. You got to check that date of manufacture on your tires, too. All right, so let's go inside. And I guess the first thing when we open the door, we better take a big whiff, I guess, huh?
That is going to tell you so much. It's going to tell you if you've had a leak that you don't see, but you might have a leak in there. It's also going to tell you if you were smart enough to clean that holding tank before you locked it up 3 months ago. That does make a difference. And you're going to know what needs to be done right there. I do a complete cleaning from top to bottom on mine as soon as I'm ready to take it out. As a matter of fact, this weekend I think it's going to be my big clean for mine. And it's time to just think about, I'm leaving, I want it fresh, I want it ready to go. I take all the linens out, all the towels, even if I left them in there. I wash them all and make it fresh. You want it fresh. But one of the most important things back there on that water we talked about on the outside, you need to make sure you hook it up to your city water line and you turn it on, have your faucets open, but pay attention all around there. Pay attention around every faucet and in walls. You know, pipes run through the walls, too. And make sure you don't have any leaks. It makes a big difference. And then, you know, you can kind of work your way around in there. I'm a big advocate of making sure that you check all your batteries. I replace all the batteries in everything in there, not my coach and house battery, but all the little stuff you forget about. I do it every February. I just replace them all right then, and I don't have to worry about it at that point.
Now, what about, you know, we talked about roof leaks, getting up on top, but shouldn't we also, just in case we might have missed something on our outside inspection, start looking around the vents and the areas where we have holes going through the roof of our RV to look for telltale signs of water damage, little, discolored wallpaper maybe, or discolored spots that could tell us that, hey, we do have a problem going on here?
Most definitely. You need to do that. You need to open every compartment, every cabinet door on the inside. Look up in those corners. Look in if you've got one of the travel trailers that has the front bed with the two closets on each side, check in that area. Make sure that we haven't had any water running down that front cap that might cause a problem.
And in terms of smells and critters living in those trailers, because they get into like I said, the tiniest of cracks. They may be underneath your cabinets, under your sink. Could be in your bathroom cabinets, in all your storage areas. You got to look at every single one of them.
Oh, look under the beds, the mattresses. If you've got one of the beds that has the platform that lifts up, check everything. Like you said, Ellen, they can get in, especially those little mice can get in areas that I don't know how they get in there. I think they come in when they're babies and they grow up inside. That's it.
They must. What about filling your tanks and flushing them and getting them? Is that a good idea? Any thoughts on your tanks?
Most definitely. Make sure that all your faucets are closed, fill them up, and then turn on your water pump. Make sure that water pump is still working. You want to make sure that you'll hear the noise. You'll hear there's all sorts of leak tests you can do. And RV Nana is the first to admit I am not the most mechanical person in the whole wide world, but I kind of know what to do, and I know to call people who do know what they're talking about better.
None of this stuff sounds like it's very difficult to do, but it's all super important. Do RV dealers do these kinds of inspections if I just don't want to take the time to do it? Is that something that they can do in an hour or two, or are they just all backed up right now and they couldn't get to it?
Well, I think every dealer would like to believe that we can do it for every customer that comes in, but like you just said, we are so backed up. It is spring, and think about how many RVers are wanting to hit the road. I call it RV fever here in the South. When it starts, you're ready to get out there and enjoy the RV lifestyle, and everybody wants to have them all checked out on the same weekend.
You know, the weather, while we're now getting a reprieve from some of that nasty cold stuff, it could get cold again. I guess it's also a good idea to turn on your furnace, check your furnace, and cycle your AC and get those things going.
Oh, get all of those things going. Check your batteries. You know, that you can make sure that the batteries they've been sitting. If you're smart, you went out every month or every few weeks and you started it. I haven't always been the smartest one on those things. So you're going to check and make sure all your batteries are running right or working right, because a battery that is not strong enough affects so many things on the coach. I had a problem with my refrigerator because of the batteries, and it kept beeping at me, but it would never choose to go off and beep until about 2 a.m. That was it.
Exactly. All right, listen, we're down to the wire, but tell everybody a little bit. You got 30 seconds. Tell them who PPL Motorhomes is and how you can help make their life a little bit better.
PPL Motorhomes is the home of the greatest team of employees in the whole RV industry. We have 3 locations, one in Houston, one in New Braunfels, and one in Cleburne. We are the largest RV consignment dealer in the United States, with over 600 motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels ready for you to take home and enjoy the RV lifestyle.
And, folks, RV Nana is the president of PPL Motorhomes, and I'm telling you, she's very knowledgeable. And when she said she has the best team of people, I totally agree. In fact, I would clap right now, except the microphone would start popping. So,
right.
All right, we got to wrap it up, but that's really good information. Thank you so much for being on again.
All righty. You guys have a great weekend. Go RVing.
All right, you take care. Folks, go and check them out, pplmotorhomes.com. pplmotorhomes.com. Got a fantastic website. Guarantee you're going to like it. All right, next hour, it's one of the RV industry's heavy hitters. And I'm real serious. This guy has got one heck of a following. You will not want to miss it. We're going to close out hour number 1 right after this short break. Say, how would you like us to send you a good-looking Camp Casual coffee cable?
Yeah, right, there we go, that cable.
All right.
Yo. All right,
Yeehaw.
so let's see here.
All right, so do we have any problems? I'm seeing some angry things going by. What happened? Somebody, did the angry face. Who did that?
I don't know. Oh, I had a thought the other day that I want to run by you after.
Run it by me.
Not now.
Okay, here's the deal, folks. We're in a commercial break. This is a short break. This is our 3-minute break. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a little monologue, and then we have our long break. It's the longest break of the show. Again, this show that we're recording now is going to air nationwide on Saturday and Sunday. And so if you've got iHeartRadio, you can listen to it, the iHeartRadio app. You can listen to the podcast next Monday when they're out. Mm-hmm. My daughter, Miss Katie, who is on the Facebook Live right now, she's given some advice on how you can never miss one of our notifications. But I think you've got to like, comment, and share.
Yes.
LCS. Like, comment, share.
Yep. All the time. All day, every day.
Hi. So, questions, anybody? All right. I guess not.
There's a lot of people who are telling you, great job. I think they're trying to be on the show themselves.
They're trying to win the Camp Casual mug or the Big Chief T-shirt.
Yep.
But hold this thing up close. I'll hold it up.
You hold
close.
up. You're closer now.
All right.
Move the camera on.
So,
get closer, son.
Look at this. I guess it's probably in focus.
Well
I mean, it's just simple old stuff. brings back memories, and Camp Casual makes quality gear. Look at that. Look at this. The old car, old travel trailer, retro themed.
So that was Jeff.
Made by Camp Casual. And like they say, dishwasher, microwave safe. They're awesome people. And we're going to be giving away lots of Camp Casual stuff in the future. But to win it, guess what you got to do? Jeff Branding, tell them what they have to do. You've won so much stuff.
So him and Steve.
And Steve Giano, I saw your picture. You were backstage.
Jim won last week. The other Jim.
And Jim won. And you know what? This is the only Camp Casual mug I have. So you cannot have this one. But we've got some more that are coming. All right, we got 20 seconds. Let me plug back in here. On Lake Buchanan, stay for one night, get the second night free. This offer is even good for our super clean, fully furnished on-the-water cabins. Pay for one night, get the second night free. Make your reservation today at BigChiefRVResort.com.
The RV Show USA.
All right, so spring break is almost here. Things are getting ready to be pretty crazy at many campgrounds. Crazy in a good way, because many families are getting out for the very first camping trip of the year, and they are ready. But you know what? Spring break can also be crazy in a bad way. Why? Well, because many families are getting out for their first camping trip of the year, and they are ready. So spring break kind of has a mix of both good and bad, and next week we're going to try and get ahead of it by going over some, get this, campground etiquette, some very basic campground etiquette. Now, for most of our listeners, y'all know what to do and what not to do at a campground, and we're going to want your input. We really are. For y'all watching us live, what do you think? We would like your input as to some of the basic do's and don'ts when you are in a campground, in hopes that some of the folks that need to hear this message will take it to heart. So, you know what? Part of me says, do it, Alan, do it. People need, this is a subject that needs to be talked about. The other part says, don't do this, Alan. Don't open up a can of worms. You're going to turn the show into something all negative, you know. But I really do think that most people are good. We just need to kind of train the newbies that are coming in. There are far too many people that are coming in that I think need that training, and we're going to try to do an entire hour next week on the subject. What do y'all think? Good idea? Not so much. What do you think? Goose is going, I don't know. All right, go ahead and post your thoughts, comments, and we'll get to some of them in the news break here at the top of the hour. Let's see, Cassie, who says she listens on iHeartRadio from Oklahoma, wants to know if the bluebonnets have started yet. Well, not yet, but soon. Folks, if you don't know what a bluebonnet is, it's actually a weed, I think. Well, it is to some people. Bluebonnets are annual plants that are native to parts of Texas. They're generally showing up down South Texas first in the first or second week of March, and they work their way north. And I'm telling you, there are literally billions of them that line the highways from, South Texas all the way up to over to Houston, up to Dallas. They are absolutely beautiful. And if you grew up in Texas, you probably have an old photo lying around somewhere of you when you're a little bitty kid sitting in a big old patch of bluebonnets. Bluebonnets are the state flower of Texas. So why do I call them a weed? Well, if somebody doesn't like a plant that's growing on their land, they call it a weed. And some ranchers don't like them. They are toxic, apparently, if animals eat them, but fortunately they must taste pretty bad, because I've never heard of an animal that ate a bluebonnet. But for most Texans, we just know it as our state flower. So, nope, Cassie, I hadn't seen my first bluebonnet of 2018 yet, but it ain't going to be very long. All right, we'll let everybody know when we do start seeing them. Next hour, we have Chuck Woodbury scheduled. Chuck he's got to be one of the smartest folks around when it comes to RVs and the RV lifestyle. He has a fantastic website called rvtravel.com, and we have him for the entire hour. You will not want to miss it. All right, Goose, you and the boys take us to break.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
good? Oh, I can talk through here, yes? ¿Verdad? Yeah. Okay. All right, so here's the deal. At the top of the hour, we have a news break. And once again, if you're one of our newbies here on the RV Show USA on our Facebook Live, this is a radio show. I know it may not look like a radio show. We're in a long break. We don't come back until 6 minutes after the hour. So you've got to deal with me just sitting here yakking. But if you have any comments or questions about RVing, about any of our guests that you've heard, if you have a suggestion for a guest, if you have some comments to make, feel free and post them. And evidently Goose said that a few people were saying that they love the show and they were enjoying listening. He also thinks that they're just trying to suck up and get one of those Camp Casual mugs or a Big Chief T-shirt. I don't want to believe that.
Well, there's also another possibility.
What? They really like it?
They're watching a different show and just commenting on this one.
There you go. There you go. But, okay, so here's the deal. The RV Show USA, this is a radio show. This is going to actually run on radio stations across the country on Saturday and Sunday, but we record it live every Wednesday night. Now, about a year ago, a little over a year ago when we started, it was just a radio show. We didn't do anything on social media. And my daughter, Miss Katie, who's here in the Facebook Live, and she's, commenting and so forth, Miss Katie says, why don't you put a camera in the studio? For what? And she said, because people would like to see what happens, and they want to talk to you. And I said, but it's me. It's boring. She said, I know. She said, but people will still watch you. So she didn't actually say that, but it was sort of like that. What? No, I don't need that. I don't need that. Don't hit that button. You turned it off. There you go. Okay. So anyway, so we started putting a camera in the studio, and this is why we have our Facebook Live. So you guys get to watch behind the scenes, and we give away prizes. We have a great time, and we have
You're
some
forgetting
really
an important
nice people.
step of this.
What's that?
You're forgetting one important step of this.
What?
Who got it to where the Facebook Live now sounds as good as it does?
This is true, all right? Our producer, who is Goose, who is sitting stage right to my left, Goose helped take Miss Katie's idea of getting the camera and turning it into a real live Facebook Live stream. And we have thousands of views every week, and it is so cool. Our friends, we've got many state RV and camping group pages that we stream this show across, and just good people all over the place. We had, in the first hour, we had Janie Colburn, who's with, Cowtown RV Park up in Fort Worth. We have RV Nana. She's on every couple of weeks. What'd you think of RV Nana? Was that good info or what? PPL, if you go to their website, somewhere on their website, and it's an immense website, I'm telling you, but somewhere they've got some pamphlets, some things you can download, or you could even contact them, and they will mail them to you. Little pamphlets about how to sell your RV on your own, and 9 tips to do that, and 10 tips to do this other thing. I'm not sure if they have something about what to do with your RV when you pull it out of storage every spring, but I think that would be a really good idea. What do y'all think? Okay, and let me go back to my monologue. Next week, I'm considering doing a whole hour on campground etiquette. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
But in order to do it, you have to participate. The question is, would anybody call in? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any opinions? I'm not going to do that. Or, you know what, I'll call in. I do not want this to turn into a gripe session. It's so easy to... we're so filled with negativity. We've got 3 minutes left till the show goes live on hour number 2, and a fabulous guest, I'm telling you. But it's so easy to get negative nowadays, and it's easy to pick things apart. I don't want to do that with this show, and I don't want to do that when we talk about campground etiquette. I cannot let, as they say, somebody else steal my joy. I go RVing and camping, and sometimes there's a jerk in the campground. There is. Sometimes there's somebody that doesn't pick up the dog's big dirty. Do I like it? No. Do I pick it up? Yes. And sometimes it's a little bit frustrating. It's like, come on, man. But you know what? I don't let that steal my joy, because I'm in a really good place. And I think most people, when they're camping and RVing, that they're in a good place. So one of the toughest things to do is to not lose our cool, because it's so easy to do. But my hope is that we have listeners that will listen on the radio, even here on Facebook Live, that go, I didn't even think of that. Whether it's, your music's too loud, the smoke's blowing in your neighbor's camp, or what? How we doing? Got Chuck?
Or, TV's too loud.
Yeah, the TV's too loud. The music, we got big old speakers blaring outside, and some people come in, and they don't know. They just haven't been taught etiquette. So we've got to be patient, and I want to know what y'all think. All right. So where we at?
Got about 90 seconds left.
All right, I'm going to bring Pedro into the studio soon. I am. Pedro is my son.
So
he just turned 2.
So I've got to say something, and I've got some time here. So, recently I had the honor of going out to a great campsite, great RV camping resort with a great bunch of people there, RVs of every shape and size.
Yeah.
Out by Lake Buchanan there, just outside of Burnet, Texas. That was the Big Chief RV and Camping Resort. I had a great time, met some great people from all over the country, and I think you would enjoy it as well. You can make your reservation today by going to BigChiefRVResort.com. It's not just a campsite. It is a community. Things going on every night, especially on the weekend. The RV guy himself, Alan Warren, will be out there playing penny rummy and losing because he's a great host.
Playing, but not very well.
Because he's a great host. So if you would like to experience his great hospitality, make your reservation now at BigChiefRVResort.com.
We got a pretty good place. I mean, it's nice for us. We're not the biggest. We're not the best. We're the best we can be, and we got some pretty dang good people. We just love them. So anyway, thank you, Goose, for saying that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We try real hard.
I'll put it into something in about 30 seconds.
All right, so we got about 10 seconds to go, and then I got a short little monologue. We're going to bring up Chuck Woodbury.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for hour number 2 of America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. Syndicated from coast to coast, it's the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV Guy.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
Well, we're having some fun today in the studio. My baby girl, Miss Katie, is playing director. She's also playing kind of traffic cop, right? So far, how's she doing? What do you think, Goose? Yeah, doing all right? All right, welcome to hour number 2 of the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle. I'm your host, Alan Warren. They call me the RV Guy. And if you're wondering why we're the #1 RV lifestyle radio show, well, it's on account of not just our great listeners, but we have some truly fantastic guests, and this hour is going to be no exception. Now, before we bring up this hour's guest, we invite you to like our Facebook page. In the search bar, type in the 4 words, The RV Show USA, and hit the like button. You may also want to scroll down a little bit till you see that Facebook Live that I did with my daughter this week about how to make sure that you never miss a notification, never miss a show. Facebook has made some big changes lately and made it a little bit more difficult for folks to receive notifications when we go live. So if you'd like to learn about the workaround, it's real easy. Watch that video that she and I did. And while we're at it, for y'all watching on Facebook right now, make sure you hit the like button and the share button. It is really important so we don't disappear off the Facebook radar screen. All right, let's see. This hour's guest is a guy that I've been following in the world of RVs for a very long time. He is literally a celebrity in the RV world, and there's no doubt he's like a search engine when it comes to the RV lifestyle. He's got one of the best websites about RVing and camping there is on the internet. How's Chuck Woodbury doing?
I guess that would be me, huh, Alan?
That would be you. I don't even know where to start, Chuck. You seem to have been everywhere and done everything in the world of RVing. So tell everybody what Chuck Woodbury does.
Well, I've been doing this for half my life. So I did it, back when RVing wasn't cool. And, when you do it for that long, you learn a lot. So, we have a big website, rvtravel.com, and we have some other websites. And, maybe 250,000 readers a month. It's a big crowd. And I'm talking to you now from the hill country in Texas, not far from you, and here for a few months. And,
on the path
life is good.
How did you get started on this path, Chuck, that you're on? I mean, to this point, you said you've been doing it for half your life.
Well, when I was in college, quite a couple of years ago, I just had this dream to go on the road and earn a living. This was before the internet. There was no, no blogging, no such thing. The word blog, the word internet, nobody had heard that. And I bought a small motorhome when I was 32 years old and decided I'd write for magazines. And so I did. I was the starving artist for many years, and I had the world's worst motorhome, a little 18-foot major leaker. Every time it rained, it was as bad inside as outside. But I loved it, and so after a few years, I started what I called an on-the-road newspaper. I published a newspaper as I traveled. I did everything except actually put it on the printing press, and it caught on. I got a lot of publicity. And that was just kind of how it all started.
It sounds like you took a passion, just something that you loved, and made your own way. You carved your own niche, and look where it's brought you. You're like the king of the hill, brother.
Well, we do put out an amazing amount of information. I think we put up about 150 articles a week. Our contributors are a who's who of RVing. And, when you put out that much information and you stick with it as long as I have, your audience just grows.
Well, and I subscribe to a lot of stuff, as you can imagine, newsletters and all kinds of things about the RV lifestyle. And I got to tell you, yours, rvtravel.com, is right there at the top, because it's not just cram-packed with stuff, but it's good stuff, tips and advice and little secrets and all different kinds of things. Tell us a little bit about, hit some of the high points, if you will, about what you do with rvtravel.com. And I know we've got you the whole hour, so we're going to bounce all over the place, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Well, we cover a little bit of everything. I mean, we do tech pieces, travel pieces, RV electricity, pet column. I mean, when I think about it, we've published 10,000 articles in the last few years, and I think probably we can go back 15 years ago and start rerunning everything, because I don't know how much more we can say.
I was going to ask you if you think you're going to ever run out of material. Good Lord.
You'd think after 10,000 articles or 20,000 that you wouldn't have anything to say, but our writers just keep, coming up with new stuff, and of course the world of RVing has changed dramatically. It's just a far cry from, I started off as a writer with a typewriter, and I had a little darkroom I took with me. And when being connected meant having a phone booth somewhere that you could walk to when you're in a campground. Mm. So, I remember when I was first able to get my email with my cell phone, and it was, I'm forgetting what BODs. I think everything was in BODs back then. And I think I could get on it like 2 BODs or something, 2.4, which meant I could look at my screen and I could see the emails coming in. Each word I could almost read it. That's how slow it was. And but I remember I was out in the Oregon coast, and I remember the first time I had an AOL account, and it was like a miracle that I could sit in the campground and actually send and receive email. And then I did a my wife and daughter and I, when my daughter was 2.5, we did a national tour on behalf of the RVA, the Industry Association. We spent 4.5 months around the country, and we, I think that was our first cell phone. But every time we went to a new town, we had to sign in. You had to have a big directory, and you had to call a local number and sign in. You got charged $2 or something. Otherwise, your phone wouldn't ring and you couldn't call out. So, and now, of course, it's so easy to just live your life normally, no matter where you are. And RVs are so much more comfortable than they used to be.
In terms of the RV industry, in terms of the industry, how has it changed the industry itself over the past, 30 years or so? I mean, the industry, it's just, to me, it's just exploded. There's just RVs everywhere nowadays.
Yeah, it's a problem. I mean, there's virtually no new campgrounds, no new campsites, and when you put 500,000 new RVs on the road every year, it just doesn't take any brains at all to figure you're going to have a tougher time getting into campgrounds. I just heard today that one of the popular parks at national park campgrounds at Zion National Park in Utah is now their main campground there is now 100% reservations. And I was talking to my daughter recently, works with me, and we were remembering when we went there 10 years ago on a road trip, and we just pulled right in and got a spot. I mean, that's the way it was. Mm-hmm. And you don't dare do that now. I mean, if you want to get a spot at Yosemite, you go on their website at 7 a.m. one day a month, and the park, if you go to the website, go to camping, it says it right there. It says, be there, push the button for your reservation at 7 a.m., and if you're all ready to go, you got all the information put in, and push it right at 7, because all the campsites that are available for the rest of the season for right then will be gone within minutes, if not seconds.
That is amazing.
So it's a different world. It's a different world.
And because, it's communication is a whole lot faster and easier, and it's everywhere. And I think people are wanting to escape the big city more now than ever. And so it's obvious there's a big strain on campgrounds. And we're going to save some of the things, as I call it, I'm going to get you to look in your crystal ball in our very last segment. Mm-hmm. Tell us what you see in the future. But let's see, I've just got a signal. We got about a minute left. Real quickly, tell us about who Charles Kuralt was for our listeners in about 30 seconds. Who was Charles Kuralt? What kind of an influence did he have on you?
Charles Kuralt was a CBS Rogan reporter, and he went out and did stories on ordinary Americans, and he traveled in a motorhome. So he was the most famous RVer for quite a number of years. He died 20 years ago, and for many of us, he was very inspired us to get an RV and travel.
I watched that video that you posted recently. I just found it fascinating, to go back in time and see it. Brought back a lot of memories. All right, Chuck, can you hang on with us? We've got to jump for a break.
Sure.
All right, folks, his name is Chuck Woodbury. He's a full-time RVer, all-around expert when it comes to travel tips and secrets for RVers. He's the big dude behind RVTravel.com, and we got him for the entire hour right here on the RV Show USA.
I want to take a minute and do a little bragging on my friends at PPL Motorhomes. You hear about PPL? Oh, how we doing?
You're doing good.
How we doing?
You're doing good.
Too bad he doesn't have very much experience, huh?
I'm telling you. So Bob asked, think BLM land will always be available to us RVers? Because, there's some RVers that we know that we've had on the show that like to do the whole boondocking thing.
Even the BLM, I don't know. I can ask him. I'll ask him. Let me see. Bob wants to know. That's going to go away real quick. Will BLM land be available? Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Woodbury?
Let's see here.
Yeah, Jim Schultz. Jim won last week, or the week before, I guess.
I think he won last week.
And he says, oh my, OMG, a great website. Check it out, rvtravel.com. Fabulous. I don't know how Chuck was able to amass this team of writers. They are writers. Anybody can write, anybody can sing. Not anybody can write like these guys, and not anybody can sing like Trisha Yearwood, That's why you see the American Idol and these people, it's like, oh. Chuck and his team, they do a very good job. Michael was a writer, editor for USA Today?
That's what he says.
Wow. Mercy. Yeah, I'm going to ask him about that presentation, that meetup. Bob Zagami. Let's see, what does it say? Get rid of that.
What are you getting rid of?
It's just I got too many things. People are PMing me. We got 2 minutes to go. No. Yeah, 2 minutes to go. We're in a commercial break. Anybody that's brand new, if this is your first time to see this show, raise your hand, or as they say,
unless you're driving,
post. Yeah, you know, if you're driving. I was almost doing a Facebook Live while I was driving.
I saw that.
That was not smart.
That's not smart.
Okay, but if this is your first time to watch the RV Show USA, let us know. You're going to find a whole group of really good people here. We're not as smart as Chuck Woodbury and his team, but we're fun, okay? We're not smart, but we're fun.
Although, to be fair, I'd pay good money to see the RV guy get pulled over live on Facebook.
That would be pretty good. We probably have more views than anything, right?
Exactly.
So anyway, this is this radio show that we're recording, the live radio show. There's no editing of any kind. This will run actually from Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo out on the West Coast over to Orlando and Daytona Beach in Florida and everywhere in between on radio stations on Saturday and Sunday. But y'all get to see it on Wednesday nights. And if you'd like to have a chance to win some cool stuff, we give away some sponsored products, some Camp Casual products, some T-shirts for the RV Show USA, Big Chief RV Resort T-shirts. Cool stuff. You got to watch and participate, and we think you'll have a good time. You'll meet some of the greatest people around.
So Steve raised his hand. He raised like 5 or 6 hands, and this is not his first time.
Steve, that is not your first time. This is your first time since 8:20 Central Time, maybe.
Well, since last week.
Yeah, since last week, that's right. All right, got 30 seconds to go. Y'all hang on. Goose has got to plug the audio back in, and then, all right, we're going to get going.
To the full theme song and practice on our website, thervshowusa.com. thervshowusa.com. Look over on the right side. Click, listen, practice, and call in. Toll free 1-855-296-7469.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, we got a full-time RVer on our guest line, but he is so much more than simply a full-time RVer. His name is Chuck Woodbury, known by literally tens of thousands of RVers as their go-to guy when it comes to getting great tips and advice about the RV lifestyle. And Chuck, before we go to you, I've got first off, our friend Bob Zagami from Massachusetts says good evening. He says howdy.
Well, Bob's one of my good friends, and so I'm going to get back and see him one of these days. I think we maybe headed back that way.
I think he's over in Elkhart, Indiana right now, or heading that way. And we also have a question from another Bob that's watching our Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. He wants to know your thoughts. Do you think that the BLM land is going to always be available to RVers, or do you see something changing with that in the future?
No, I don't see anything changing. Nobody's really talking about that. It's huge. I mean, it's from the southwest, a third of the land is wide open. So I don't see anything happening there. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for RVers.
So where do you call home, Chuck Woodbury? Wherever you want?
Well, right now wherever I want, but it's really Seattle. I've been in Seattle for 25 years. Grew up in California, but up in the Grain Belt now. Pretty up there. Love it. But right now, we're just traveling all over. So
is this your first time? Your first time to the Texas Hill Country, or on Kerrville, or have you been here before? Or?
I have been all over this country many times, but I have never been in this particular area. And it's beautiful here. We came here for a couple months, and we extended a couple months, and we really haven't been able to get out much. The weather's been, it's been so cold, and we just launched a daily newsletter, so I've been really caught up in that. But the next 6 weeks that we're down here, we're going to be out traveling around. So looking forward to it. It's beautiful country.
Yeah. Besides the cold weather, though, that part of the hill country is very nice. Have you found any good restaurants yet? Found some good Mexican food?
Yeah. We've been to a few Mexican restaurants, some other restaurants. I can't tell you the names of them. went in, had a meal, and left. And but I don't know if they're the best in town, but we got 5 more weeks to find some more.
There you go. Well, all right.
So,
tell us about your meetup last week. I've got some people that are watching on Facebook Live. David says that Chuck is a rock star to us RVers, and I want to hear about your meetup last week that you did up there in the Hill Country. What do you do at these meetups? What do you talk about?
Well, we just had we put something in our newsletter. We have a Saturday newsletter. It's been going for 17 years, and we just invited our subscribers to come up. And I did a little PowerPoint that I call "Writing Life on the Road," and it's basically tells about how the crazy story is how I got started. And the thing about that story is that when I started up and I was doing this on the road newspaper, it got a ton of attention, and I was on the evening news when 22 people saw it on ABC, and People Magazine did a couple pages on me, and I was all over the place.
Wow.
So I talk about how that all happened. It was just amazing. And then, about how it all evolved for me, excuse me, into RV travel and how I became more focused on RVing rather than people and places and offbeat locations, which I still love.
So are these impromptu? Are these impromptu meetups? Are they just impromptu, or are they scheduled?
Well, we just decided 3 weeks ahead of time we'd have one. I had a lot of my readers wanted to get together, and it's just pretty hard to get out and see everybody. So we just found out that there was a meeting room here that would hold 100 people, and so we put it on our Facebook page and we put it in the newsletter, and I think we had close to 100 people, and it was just great. We just talked, and I think we spent an hour just talking about some of the concerns that we all had about the state of RVing these days, and just visited and said hi. I had people there that I think there's somebody here. I'm going to look at who's on here. She'll weigh in. That's been following me for 30 something years. Is that Sherry? Boy, you got a lot of people here on
watching the Facebook Live. A lot of people. Hey, I have a personal question for you, Chuck. How much time does it take you to keep this machine going? Man, you have built a machine in RVTravel.com. Has your RVing gone from a labor of love and some, kind of a passion to now it's a job? What does it take to keep this thing going?
Well, we have about 10 people. It's Sherry. Sherry, you just said you just weighed in there. It's Sherry who's been following me for 30 years or so. No, I don't. I work when I want to work. I have a really good staff. They're all over the United States that contribute to do on the newsletter itself, which is the big deal. Comes out Saturday morning. So there's about 10 of us that contribute to us, and proofreaders, editors, writers, contributors, columnists. And so, I work all the time, but, I'm primarily a writer, and I love to write. It's what I've always loved to do. So to me, this has never been work. And I just, I love the interaction. I, meet people all over the country, wherever I go, and I think we'll do more of these meetups because, to bring in 100 people that easily, we can do that. If we can do it here, we can do it anywhere.
That's awesome.
Hey, listen, I don't work so hard.
We got a PM from a guy, Ronnie, who says he listens to our affiliate in Cortez, Colorado, KVFC News Talk 740, says it's going to get down to 14 degrees on Sunday and for us to stop complaining about the Texas weather. So, anyway.
Yeah, I don't want. I like Cortez, but I don't want to be there if it's 14.
No, not if it's 14 degrees. All right. Hey, is there anywhere that you have not been RVing in the past 30 years, and any place that you want to go?
Well, I haven't been to Australia. I've spent a month in New Zealand, and Iceland is a wonderful place to RV. I urge everybody to look into that. It's a rental RV up there. Oh, it's beautiful. The ring road is 800 miles around the island. The people are RV nuts up there, just crazy. You drive around the neighborhoods in Reykjavik, and every third house has got a small motorhome or a caravan or a trailer. And RV parks everywhere. Or you just camp in somebody's farmer's pasture. and people all speak English, and it is so beautiful. So Iceland is one of those secrets. I'm going to try to get back there again soon because I missed part of it last time, and just a great place.
I guess with
And
the
New Zealand,
internet,
of course, is beautiful.
with the internet, now you can go anywhere you want to and still be able to put your newsletter together and communicate just like you were at your home in Seattle.
Well, I went to Europe for 8 straight summers for a month, and I back then I was we weren't doing quite as much as we are now, but I just managed to get ahead before I left and just check in a couple hours in the morning and an hour at night and run my business. No, I mean the internet makes it possible to live anywhere, and that's why so many millennials are able to that can work from anywhere, are able to get a comfortable RV. And I mean, what's the difference between being in an apartment or somewhere and being in a beautiful motorhome or fifth wheel? And you've got everything that you have at home, plus all this wonderful freedom.
Hey, Chuck, we got to jump for another break. When we come back, I'd like to find out what are some of the most frequently asked questions you get from others about RVing, starting with questions from folks who are looking to maybe buy their very first RV, all right?
Okay, sure.
All right, good deal. Folks, we got Chuck Woodbury on the line with RVTravel.com. He's on with us for another couple of segments. We'll be right back with the Show USA. Well, the Big Chief's gone crazy at Lake Buchanan with this great deal. Top cable. Yep. This camera's a little bit out of whack, but
It's all right.
that's all right.
So,
That's all right.
you know what?
What?
If he's looking for places to RV, I know a great resource where he can find out all the great places in Texas.
Okay, I got it. If I don't just jump in, he's going to start talking. First off, if you are brand new, if you've never watched or never heard of the RV Show USA before, welcome. We appreciate you taking a few minutes and being with us. I know Chuck has got just an enormous following of very spirited, very enthusiastic fans, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us tonight. This is a syndicated radio program. We are broadcasting. The way it works is this show we do every Wednesday night. We record it live. We have to follow what's called a network clock. And that's why Goose is over here saying 3, 2, 1, and I have to hit these certain marks because this show is going to run on radio stations around the country this Saturday and Sunday, but y'all get to watch it live. We are in a commercial break right now. Facebook does not allow us to run commercials, so that's why you see me. All right. Now, if you'd like, we'd love to have you add your name to our email list. We're like a little bitty email list compared to RVTravel.com, but we got something really cool that we'd like to send you. If you have ever thought about RVing in Texas, or if you do RV in Texas, we can send you this travel guide, absolutely free, and it's from our friends at Texas Campgrounds. It's 4-color, like a magazine, 150 pages or so, with literally more than 100 beautiful RV parks, campgrounds, resorts here in the Lone Star State. It's got a Super Saver card, lots of great information. If you add your name to our email list, the very last question is, do you want one of these? And if you do, just tell us the address. Literally, we have somebody in the office that just forwards your address to Texas Campgrounds, and then they're going to get one out in the mail to you. As I say, you can thank me later. All right,
Several people are waiting for theirs, by the way.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, if you'll send me an email, go to the RVShowUSA.com website and click on Contact. I think it's maybe down towards the bottom. Click on Contact, send me an email, or send us an email. Just say, hey, I ordered my magazine. I want one. We will forward that email on to Texas Campgrounds, and hopefully they'll get one in the mail to you right quick. All right? So, what else? Cowboy boots that would love to hit a Texas campground. Anna says.
Well, you know a great Texas campground to hit?
No, don't do it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I ain't talking about it.
I'm not asking you to talk about it. I'm more than willing to talk about it.
All right, my daughter, Miss Katie, is the one that she's the traffic cop tonight. She said that she's most people are behaving really well. That
well, except for me.
Except for Goose. How we doing, honey?
That's why I got banned
she
from
said,
the video.
Okay, we're going to do a show on pets real soon, about pets. I love pets. Nobody loves pets more than I do. I got 3 Chihuahuas that own me.
and I'm going to bring one of my sons here into the office, into the studio. His name is Pedro. What? You're going to love him. You can't have him. I won't even let you hold him. Pedro is like my coolest dog ever. We've got Pedro, Pollo, and Bill, and we got 20 seconds. We got to plug back in. Y'all hang on.
Yep, they're a bit of a drive from San Antonio, but the savings and the service you'll experience are well worth it. Connect with DeMontrond RV through our website, thervshowusa.com, thervshowusa.com, and click on Certified Dealers.
The RV Show USA.
All right, we want to do a shout out to Todd and Molly Tanner, listeners from Belleville, Missouri, who listen to our St. Louis affiliate there, 1380 AM. Appreciate y'all being with us every Saturday there in the Show Me State. Thank y'all so much. All right, he is the Big Mac Daddy behind RVTravel.com and a super smart dude for sure when it comes to all things RV related. So, Chuck, I got a question for you. What is the worst thing that has happened to you while RVing in 35 years? You ever been in a bad accident or have had a really bad or embarrassing fail that you can tell us about?
Let me see. No bad accidents.
Good.
Since that first RV, which was that was bad news. It broke down all the time, and I had no money, so that was a problem. I just don't think that I've had any. Had some mechanical problems and had to get them fixed and got inconvenienced a little bit. But I've been really lucky, and I just really haven't had any bad experiences that I can remember. So I guess they weren't very bad.
Do you do most of the maintenance on your own RV, or do you take it into the shop? Or I hear that most of the things you can do on your own if you just have a little bit of mechanical talent.
Well, my other half, Gail, is mechanical, and I'm not. So she has a toolkit pretty extensive, and I'm a pretty lucky guy that she's ready to dig into anything that's mechanical. So it's the roles are reversed, but I take care of the writing, and she takes care of the repairing.
That's awesome.
So it works out. But you can do. I think it's important that you can that somebody in the RV can do some work, because it's not cheap to get these things fixed. And I think Terry Cooper's the one that says something like 80% of all problems you can fix them yourself if you know what you're doing. So the more you know, the better off you're going to be.
What are your thoughts? What advice do you have for somebody that's going to buy their first RV? They buy new. What does Chuck Woodbury think? New, used, and why?
Well, I think if you're going to buy new, you take a year to research it. You talk to owners who already have that particular, you narrow it down. Talk to owners that have that particular RV and see what they have to say. You get out and you inspect the thing from top to bottom. Hire somebody to look at it from top to bottom. The RV makers can even make the least expensive RVs look really nice. But, there's a lot of stuff that comes along that's going to have some problems, and it's best to know what you're getting. I advise people to buy used if they're because buy from somebody that's had it 2 or 3 years. You're going to have a third or maybe even half the depreciation is going to be gone. And I bought my current RV that was I think 5 years old, but it only had 12,000 miles, and it was less than half the price I would have paid for the new model, which was almost identical. So the most important thing is to take your time. Don't buy on emotion. Just on, falling in love with the idea. I'm not a big fan of financing for 20 years. So get what you can afford. Consider buying pre-owned, and just do your homework and do it well. And I'm kind of on a campaign right now to kind of get that word out. I get too many letters from people who made mistakes, and it is a price to pay in some cases.
What are your thoughts on renting before you buy? Is that a good idea, just to find out if that unit is, if you're looking at a Class C, you rent a Class C and you go, ooh, this is too small for me. Is renting a good idea first?
It's a great idea. Everybody should do it, and especially couples. Let them find out what it's like to be in a small space 24/7. kind of project out what that might be like if they plan to do it full time or even seasonally. Excuse me. And you know, I mean, RVing is a wonderful dream. It is the idea of kind of going where you want, when you want, and seeing America or Canada. It is so appealing. To me, it is still appealing. It's still, I think about it, and it's no different than the day I first set off. And yet there's more challenges today, which we can talk about later. But yes, renting is absolutely should be essential for anybody if they've never been in an RV.
Now, what about, we only have literally less than a minute, financing. One of the things I like about used is you can't finance it for as long, which means you're not going to owe on it forever, and you get it paid for earlier. Do you agree with that line of thinking, or? Yeah,
absolutely. I got a letter from a guy today, and he bought a used RV, almost new RV, I don't know, 2-3 years, whatever. And the couple that sold it to him had to come up with $30,000 to get out of the loan because they were so upside down. And that's what happens. So the used RVs make a lot of sense. They're beautiful. And, you know, there's people that buy these things that then they don't like them, when somebody gets sick, whatever, and it's a beautiful RV that's hardly used, and it's a great deal. So,
all right, Chuck, hang on. We've got to jump for a hard break. We'll be back after this, and then we're going to get into finding out what is in Chuck Woodbury's crystal ball. This is the RV Show USA. I want to take a minute and do a little bragging on my friends at PPL Motorhomes. You hear about PPL a lot. What is different this week than weeks past?
Nothing. I don't know why Tina's having an issue.
There is nothing different, Tina, I don't think. Except I'm wearing my flip-flops, my shorts, and my summertime clothing.
In the winter.
In the winter, because I'm tired of the winter, all right? I'm done with it. It's been a real cold winter here in Texas. I know it's been crazy. You know, it was 80 degrees today in San Antonio, and last week it was like down in the 30s, and it's just been goofy. So
did you hear the question that our first guest of the night, Miss Jeannie, asked you?
No.
Did your wife pick that out?
Pick what out?
Your outfit for today?
No, I picked it out.
That explains it.
Why? Does it not match?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But Jeannie was giving you crap about it, so.
Well, she's too nice of a lady to give that kind of thing. All right, y'all. So, what do you think? We're going to get into some. Well, Chuck, you know, you're not in the RV business and the publishing business and the writing business for 30 plus, almost 40 years without developing one or two opinions. And I like smart people. I love smart people, articulate people. No. And Chuck, I would definitely say, is an articulate, smart guy. And I know he's got some opinions that may not be politically correct. And I want to be real careful that we don't rub anybody wrong, because you know, I don't want to.
This show is not about politics.
I don't want to do this to myself. But there are some hard truths about this industry that aren't all positive and great and yippee. And if anybody can articulate it and say it well, I think Chuck Woodbury can. So we're going to do that in this next segment. We've got 2 minutes to go. What do y'all think? Do you like RVtravel.com? Oh. Hopefully you like the RVShowUSA.com.
Well, Michael James said, I think he's saying he used to watch your TV show.
I was. You know, Fishing Texas, Michael, you're telling your age, brother. I started Fishing Texas when I was thin and I had hair. That was back about 35 years ago. Literally in 1983, started a TV fishing program called Fishing Texas. Didn't know anything except how to catch fish. And I learned real quickly that fish were the last thing I needed to catch. I needed to learn how to write, produce, edit, stand up, be in front of a camera, come up with story material, and do all different kinds of things. And these little things called fish, they were like the last thing. I needed sponsors and advertisers, and I needed to know how to syndicate and market and write. And so that's what I did. I sold that show in 1989, started another program. I did a show called The Chevy Sportsman, where General Motors, basically Chevy trucks. I was a Chevy truck guy. I was a Chevy Sportsman. And that worked for not long enough, I'll tell you that. Not long enough, but it worked for quite a while. And anyway, a few years ago, we sold a ranch. And my wife and I decided, I've always been loving RVers, loving the RV lifestyle. We've had trailers and RVs in the past. And we sold this piece of property, and a friend of mine says, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Why don't you buy an RV resort?" So we did. We bought this place called Big Chief RV Resort in Texas. If you listen to the show, we talk about it quite often. All right, we got 30 seconds to go.
Where can they find it?
BigChiefRVResort.com.
There we
I
go.
don't need to push it that much. Studio during commercial breaks. Would you like to receive coupons for a free night stay at our featured destinations? Would you like to be automatically entered to win any of the RV gear that we give away? Just subscribe to our free e-newsletter. Grab your cell phone now, text the word GEAR to 38470. That's GEAR, G-E-A-R, GEAR to 38470.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, let's see. If you were just tuning in, you've missed a bunch of really good stuff with this hour's guest, Mr. Chuck Woodbury from RVTravel.com. Now, you can listen to the podcast of Chuck's interview and get all caught up on our website, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. So we save the best for last, Chuck. As you know, as great as RVing is and as much fun as it is, as I understand, some folks are seeing some storm clouds on the horizon. What does Chuck Woodbury think?
Well, I think it's really simple. I think you can't put 500,000 new RVs on the road every year and have really no increase in campsites, and you can't do that without some major crowding. And our meetup the other day, that was one of the topics that came up. It's just you've got to make reservations now to be sure you've got a place. Otherwise, you're going to be in a Walmart parking lot, which to some people is not really a wonderful experience. It'll work, but sales this January were up 20. Shipments of RVs were up 25% over last year, and last year was 500,000 sales. The year before was 379. So you can see where it's going.
But the developmental costs, are incredible for somebody to buy a piece of property and build an RV park. You're talking about many, many millions of dollars, and at $40 a night, it's a long time to get your capital back. Yeah, absolutely. I'm aware of that. And I know it's a problem, but I think that somebody has got to, with a visionary of an Elon Musk or somebody's got to come in that sees a way to find if these RVs are going to keep going out there, there's going to be a real crisis in a couple of years when people buy them. And I get letters all the time, and they go, "Well, I got this RV, but I can't find a place to take it." And if you're near a national park, forget it unless you've got reservations a year ahead. And the Glacier National Park, Yellowstone, all the popular ones, and so I'm aware it's a lot of money to start an RV park. And I've tried to find people, and I'm continuing to look for people that can find ways to come up with some solutions. And I'm not there yet, that's for sure. Well, besides the shortage of nice places to actually go and enjoy RVing, what about the quality? I hear so many issues about quality, and I don't want to bring up any manufacturers, but the industry itself, these manufacturers, they were hurt so badly back in 2008 and 2009, I think. Yeah. I mean, they're recovered. Maybe they're still recovering from the losses back in 2008 or 9. What do you think about the quality and what can be done?
Well, we did a survey recently, and a couple thousand people responded, and a fifth of them describe their quality as poor or terrible, and I think that's just too high. The RV manufacturers are rushing them out. There's incredible demand. The dealers want more. People want them. I mean, every RV show in the last couple of years has been setting records, and so they have problem getting help in Elkhart. It's a real problem there. Last I heard, they had 10,000 jobs that were available they can't fill. So they are really rushing these things out, and that's why I say people have to really look at an RV carefully before they buy it to find ways to look for quality issues, or just find ways that manufacturers created some shortcuts to save some money to keep the price down. That's for another hour. Can't talk about it.
I see these trailers. Some of them were made back in the 60s, and they're still on the road today. I wonder how many trailers that are being made today will be on the road in 50 years.
I don't know. If you finance them for 20 years, that's not good. although those are mostly RVs, motorhomes rather. But no, it's an issue, and I think our RVers are absolutely in love with the idea of RVing, and I know how that feels, and they want one, and I think they buy the bling, and they don't really look carefully enough, and they, you know, I can't tell you how many letters I get in a month where people are spending as much time in the shop as they are on the road, and that's not good.
Now what about lemon laws? Do lemon laws, are RVs affected by lemon laws if somebody happens to get a really bad one?
Some states have lemon laws, not enough. Industries, state industries, national manufacturers industry, RVA, they tend to go after states and lobby against lemon laws because they represent their manufacturers. Their manufacturers don't want lemon laws. That's who the RVIA and state associations represent, the manufacturers, the dealers, and so they are loyal to them. They're not loyal to the consumer. And I'm pretty upset that there is no organization out there today that's really looking out to the affairs of the consumers. And I'm telling you, Alan, I get letters that just make me sad because these people are just have and if 1 out of 5 RVs is bad, that means 8 out of 10 is good. So there's a lot of good stuff coming out. It's not that they're all bad, they're all crap, whatever, but there shouldn't be 20% that people feel are poor.
Maybe all the more reason to consider buying used.
I believe that's a great idea because the guy before you, the person before you, is probably worked out all the bugs, and that was true in my case. And plus, it makes perfect sense. And RV is a luxury item; it's not an investment. You're going to lose 25% when you drive it off the lot when it's brand new. So, you drive it off the lot and somebody gets sick and they got to sell it, they're going to have to come up with a lot of money just to pay off the loan. So used makes great sense.
And so all these things that we've been talking about and more, I guess you cover every single week with RVtravel.com, your newsletter that's free to everybody, right?
Yeah, we kind of cover it all. I celebrate RVing. I'm still in love with it. I'm absolutely in love with it. But it's certainly changed a lot. And if we had about 3 more hours, I could talk about it adequately. Although everybody get bored, but no, we cover everything. We've been doing this 17 years every week, and it just gets better and better. Our subscriptions keep climbing, and there's a need for somebody out there to speak honestly, and we do that.
Well, I appreciate you spending the time with us on the show most of this hour, and hope that you will accept our invitation to join us again, because I just think you bring such a great perspective and so much wisdom and knowledge. So tell me you'll join us, and if you won't tell me yes, even if you do tell me yes, I'm coming up to Kerrville to have enchiladas with you.
Well, I was going to say, you better get up here. You're only an hour away. Yes, I'll come back on, sure, Alan. It's been delightful.
All right, well, you take care. Thank you so much, Chuck. We're going to send as many people as we can. Sounds like you don't need the help, but we're going to help you anyway.
No, I need help, and you come on up here. Don't you back off.
All right, we'll talk again. Folks, that's Chuck Woodbury with RVtravel.com. Awesome site and guide. We'll be right back. Say, how would you like us to send you a good-looking Camp Casual coffee mug like you hear us talking about on the show for free? It's a 15.
So
Okay, I got to say something. This is, first off, Chuck, if you're still watching, thank you. And I really mean it about coming up to Kerrville. So I'm going to see you. I'm a real pain. If you can't tell, I'm a pain. And he's shaking his head. I don't go away, ever. I'm just a pretty tenacious guy, and
Lisa knows all about that.
And I want to pick your brain and get to know you. And I think that our listeners just love hearing your stories, and we got to get you on a regular basis. Bob says, "Great job, Chuck. Always nice learning something when you talk about the industry." So, anyway, I've got a little monologue coming up. Make sure you hang out till the end of the show because we're going to pick a couple of people. I'm not going to tell you now how you're going to win. But a couple of numbers, and somebody's going to win your choice of either a Camp Casual coffee mug or one of our T-shirts with the RV Show USA logo on the front, Big Chief RV Resort on the back. So you got to stay till the end. And the more you post your comments, the better the chance you get of winning. You can only win one time every 90 days. Make sure you add your name to our email list, thervshowusa.com. Okay, let me see what we got. One more segment to go. This is a short break. We're going to wrap it up after this.
So
has anybody said anything about doing campground etiquette?
Yeah, they have.
They did. I hadn't had
So
a chance to see the comments.
if you just tuned in now, this is actually the RV Show USA is a syndicated radio program airing coast to coast over the weekend.
Yep.
Unfortunately, because we are a national radio show, we are subject to what's called the network clock. So we take several breaks every hour for the radio program. So therefore, you get the studio, which is Alan and myself. I am the producer. And so, unfortunately, I am banned from the camera for right now. So I was a bad person, so I'm banned. But you can't ban me from talking to you.
Well, we might.
So we've only got a little bit left. This is going to be the last segment of the week, so don't go anywhere, especially if you want to win some great prizes. Your choice of a Big Chief RV Resort t-shirt or a Camp Casual mug. We're going to draw 2 times from the video, so what you want to do, stick around. Get those times, go to the real-time comments, or just scroll through after we publish the show.
You got 20 seconds.
And you can get yours. Stay tuned. More of the RV Show USA as we roll on.
Don't bump it too much.
For one night, get the second night free. This offer is even good for our super clean, fully furnished on-the-water cabins. Pay for one night, get the second night free. Make your reservation today at BigChiefRVResort.com.
The RV Show USA.
All right, so we are into March, and spring break will be here soon, and the roads will be crowded with families towing their RVs to campgrounds that'll be crowded. Actually, most of them will be 100% full. My guess is that most of the folks that are listening to the RV Show USA are not the ones that need to be hearing what I'm getting ready to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's an unwritten code of conduct at campgrounds and RV resorts. It is where we enjoy ourselves, yet at the same time we respect everybody else around us. That little word respect, though, is a problem for some people. Thank goodness it is a real small percentage, but respect for others is such an important element of a fun and memorable camping trip. Now, what do I mean by respect? Well, it's kind of like when you go to a restaurant, somebody's sitting 4 tables over there, and you can hear them talking on their cell phone at the top of their lungs. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that gal at a restaurant or a campground. But the thing is, at a restaurant, you're only there for about an hour or so. Then you can go back to being you, whatever that means. In a campground, most of the folks are there for 3 or 4 nights, especially over spring break. And inevitably, there's going to be people that have essentially, well, they've left their good manners at home or they lost them somewhere along the way. I have learned that, you know what, it ain't easy changing people. And people with no respect for others probably are not going to change. They're not. Certainly not for you. In fact, they may view you as the problem at the campground. So what do you do? What do you do when slobs are staying next to you? Seriously, how do you deal with it? And what gives you the moral authority anyway to know when people are acting up? Next week, we're going to dedicate an entire hour, maybe most of it at least, to campground etiquette. But here's the deal. We want you to help us. Help us by calling in and telling us, what do you see others do in a campground that drives you crazy? And we want to hear your ideas on how to deal with that guy or that family when they are out of line. What do you think? What do you think? If you have to pick 1 or 2 of the biggest things that some people do in a campground that are just not cool, we are going to want to know what they are. The tricky part is, how's the best way to deal with people that get out of line without turning into World War III? Nope, can't do that, Goose. Can't turn it into World War III. If you'd like to get a jump on this subject and you have some thoughts, we invite you to call our toll-free voicemail and leave us a message. What gripes you and how you deal with disrespectful folks in a campground? We would love to hear your thoughts. We got a toll-free number. Here it comes. 1-855-296-SHOW. Again, 1-855-296-SHOW. It's a voicemail only. Nobody's going to pick up. Just leave us a message as to what is your biggest gripe about other people that you sometimes find in a campground. One last time, 1-855-296-SHOW. All right, that's it. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy, and we are out of time for today. Thank you all for being with us. Remember, the way we spell love is TIME. And we spend that time with those we care about, being together, enjoying the RV lifestyle. We'll see y'all in just a minute on Facebook Live. Goose, get the boys together, and y'all get us out of here.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living.
All right, this mic's working. All right. First off, don't leave us. I want to tell you thank you. We appreciate each and every one of you for being with us on this show, and we hope that you will make it a regular date if you can. If you can't, we are on Facebook, and we will post this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Tell your friends about us. We have a good time. I am no expert. I'm pretty good at talking. I don't say a whole lot, but I'm good at talking, good at interrupting. But I'm really good at finding smart people like we had on today's show, and like Goose sitting here. All right, we're going to give away. I'm going to call out a couple of numbers, and here's the deal. For the people that have been posting comments here on the comment side, I'm going to show you a couple of numbers. In just a minute, we're going to stop this broadcast. Then you can come back, you can click on it, and go under real-time comments, all right? And what you want to look for is whoever commented, made a comment on the real-time timeline that was closest to the numbers I'm getting ready to show you without going over. You will win your choice of either a Camp Casual coffee mug like this, beautiful Camp Casual coffee mug, or one of our good-looking T-shirts with the RV Show USA logo on one side, Big Chief RV Resort on the other. Yes?
And also, if you're looking on mobile, just start the video over, scroll to that time.
Yes, scroll to this time. So here's the 2 times for our winners. You want to hold these up close to the camera, Goose? Yeah. The first one is 55 minutes exactly. Lower, a little bit lower, a little lower. Yeah. 55 minutes exactly. Whoever posted a comment closest to that without going over is going to be one of our winners. And here's the other one, 135.44. 135.44. On real-time comments, just scroll along until you see those 2 numbers and look, and you'll find out who the winner is. That winner needs to contact us. Tell us, do you want a Camp Casual mug? Do you want a Big Chief T-shirt? And PM us, and we will get right back to you and get you your prize. Thank you so much, everybody. Once again, tell your friends about us. We appreciate each and every one of you. All right, see you next week.
And we don't notify them; they notify us.
Yeah, you got to notify us. All right, we're not going to hunt y'all down. You got to come back.
And if you won the last 90 days, it goes to the comment before you.
Yes. So we've got a lot of people that join us every week, and we appreciate that so much. Steve and Jeff and Jim and it's Jerry and it's so many different people. But thank you all very much. Look for these comments again, whatever they were. That Goose 130 something.
135, 44, and 55.
All right, that's it, guys. We'll see y'all on Facebook. Have a good rest of your week. Bye bye.